Hey guys, this is Jared with SunbaseData, and I wanted to reach out to you and let you know that we have a new integration partner. We've recently partnered with UtilityAPI. Now, if you haven't heard of UtilityAPI, they're definitely worth checking out. What they do is basically they've created an interface and they work with utility companies to help you remotely access utility bills for your customers. This is great for pre-qualifying leads and moving them forward with a sale and making sure that you have all of the information needed to get the loan and to calculate savings. So instead of having to call up a customer and say, hey, can you give me the last 6 months of bills, you can do it with a couple of clicks on your mouse and get in the system. Now, Utility API, you just go right here, you create a free account. They do charge you to access meters, and they have all the information on there. This video is going to focus more on how it works with SunbaseData. Now, SunbaseData, as you know, is a solar CRM / business automation utility. We automate the full gambit of what a solar company needs, from financing to customers to work orders to even training. To show you how this works, we're first going to do the integration. If I go over here and I click on integrations, we now have Utility API as an optional integration partner. Now, if you click on this, we have a link. If you click on this, it takes you to Utility API. If you want to enable it, you click the little checkbox and you can put in the API key. Now, the API key, you don't know where it's at? No problem. Right here we have instructions. So if you go to Utility API, you go to settings, you click on API token, you copy it, boom. Once you click save, we're now integrated. So there are some helpful links at the bottom that help you show how Utility API works. You can see the list of their supported utilities. Now, they are constantly adding more utilities, so even if it's not on the list, if you let them know, they probably can move it up in the queue. Okay? Now, the way Utility API works is we need to authorize Utility API to get the data on our behalf. So right here I have a customer. When I enable that checkbox, I get a new tab that appears called Utility API. So if I click on that, now I have an authorization request. I'm going to show you how it works to actually create one. The nice thing about this integration is basically SunbaseData has all of your customer information and tracks that. It has all the notes, the job, all the address, contact information. Now what we're doing is we're allowing you to remotely access that API. Now this can be used for a couple of things. One, you could use this to pre-qualify, as I mentioned earlier, but you can also use this after the fact if you want to go and actually get a couple of their bills after you install solar, so you actually see how much savings you actually created for them. This is great for creating case studies and case examples that you can show new customers and say, hey, listen, these are people, here are their real bills. And you'll be able to download those real bills in PDF format through here. So the first step in the process is we have to create a utility authorization. To do that, you just click Add. Boom. We now have an authorization. Now what we have to do is we have to get this to the customer. Now we can do this a couple of ways. One, we could copy the URL. Let's copy a clipboard. You just open up an email. You could even use a web email, and you can send it to them. They can then click on it on their home PC, sign into the system, and we have access. We can pull down their meter information. The second way is if you're sitting in front of the customer. Let's say I'm sitting down with a lead who I maybe just picked up through canvassing. I click on the second icon, which means open URL. When I click on that, it takes me right in. The email here will actually be the email address of the customer in SunbaseData. You can edit it if they have a different one. And right here you go and you pick your utility. Now, once they do this, this will actually send the meter information to SunbaseData automatically. So in our case, I'm actually going to delete this authorization because I'm doing a test account. Now, normally the meter information would pull across automatically. I'm just going to click refresh. So right now we know the meter ID, we know the service address, the identifier, whether it's electric meter, and it's active. Now, normally if you just create it, you're going to have to activate that meter. And there'll be a little icon here that will say enable meter. There is a fee for that, and when you enable, not from Sunbase, but through the Utility API, when you click on that, it does give you a confirmation to say there might be a charge. In Sunbase, you can control that through access controls. So I can still have users who go to the system and have access to all this information and can't actually add, delete authorizations, or they can't delete a utility, or they can't enable a meter. So you can control that at a finer grain in Sunbase. Now, if it's a commercial customer and they have 10 meters, we would have 10 meters pulled down here, each with different service addresses and identifiers, so we can see which ones we're targeting. All of these are sortable, just like every other table in Sunbase. And you can also you can search for information. If there's more than one page, you can page through. Now, if I click this little icon, it's going to query, and just refreshed all the utility bills for that meter. So right here, I have some great information that I can work with. So if I want to know in what month did we have the highest kilowatt hour usage, I can just click on that column and I can sort it. So I can see that it looks like December to January was the worst month at 1,000 kilowatts. And their bill was $244. Now, what's amazing is that we have access to this information immediately. That as soon as they give us authorization, we can pull the meters and we can see what's going on. Now, there is an action over here. This action will actually, if you click on it, will actually let you download the PDF for that utility bill. Okay? So this is great because this is well integrated. We have all the bills, all of the meters, all the authorizations for a particular customer in Sunbase. Now, as I said, you really got to check out UtilityAPI. They have some great features. And you should also take a look at SunbaseData if you're not using it currently. We help automate your entire solar business, from lead opportunity customers to canvassing. We have job boards, we have work orders, we want to track permits, calendars. We integrate with Google Calendar. We can do live map. We can actually show you trucks in the field handling calls. We can replay traffic to know where those trucks have been all day. We have financing, we have inventory management, we have marketing and email blast. You can create workflows to be able to trigger automatic actions when certain things happen in the system. We have a designer built in. We have tons of reports. We also have a training module, which you could go to and you can see lots of training videos that you can go to and you can access and you can learn all about the system. We do offer 30-day free trials, and we welcome you to come out and check us out. Our website is www.sunbasedata.com. Thank you.